Hi, welcome to another edition of Football with Bilski and the T. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the preseason, week 1. But we're also going to be talking about some of the interesting things that have been happening in the last 2 weeks.
Like T.O. becoming a Bengal for Cincinnati. They just picked him up today. And so now I think he's going to do good there because Carson Palmer has many weapons. He has Chad Ochocinco. Now he has T.O. He also has Jermaine Gresham. And he has Bryant, which I think he's going to use all 4 of them as his advantage. And I think T.O., this is probably going to be his last year and finish strong with Carson Palmer as the quarterback.
I don't know. I wouldn't give Carson Palmer that much credit because remember he's been injured the last couple of years, and I don't know if everything will go okay with him. So I don't know. I think it's good for T.O. that he found some place to go. I would have rather had him go to the Raiders, of course, but
that's because the Raiders have a good quarterback without any wide receivers.
Well, yes, we don't have any wide receivers, so I don't know. I think that this will be a good team for the Bengals.
No, that's right. For the Bengals.
For the Bengals, and I hope he has a great year.
Okay, now we're on to the preseason games to watch.
The New York Giants versus the New York Jets. Who do you think will win this game?
It's hard to tell. This is a big rivalry. They're both from the same exact state, and they've always been that rival. Personally, I think it's the Jets. They've seemed to prove themselves, and we talked about this in our last episode, that they are an amazing team. They have all these weapons. The Giants, the New York Giants are strong. They just do not have every single weapon that the Jets do, and the Jets have made it farther in the playoffs last year and still have most of their players, and even new, better ones, unlike the Giants did last year.
Even with the Giants bringing in Jason Pierre-Paul from the draft and Antoine Rowley out of Arizona?
Well, I know that those 2 players are very good, but still, that rookie, he's still just a rookie. A rookie can't be always the best player that ever does anything. Eli Manning's a great player, and the guy they picked up from Baltimore, he's good too, but I still think the Jets have more weapons and are just more stronger than the Giants right now.
I would have to agree. I only brought up those 2 players just to see if that would change anything. But Eli Manning, I think, will do okay this season. I don't think the Giants are going to have like a comeback season or anything. I still think that they need to get a couple more players that can do the job. But for the Jets, they have it all almost. I mean, they have a quarterback coming into his 2nd year. I think he's going to have a great season because he has 3 receivers that are extremely good. And then their defense is just...
Their 3 cornerbacks are...
just kick ass, you know?
Their 3 cornerbacks are Kyle Wilson,
Darrelle Revis, and Antonio Cromartie.
Yes. And then they have LT and Sean Green doing a double team, and Jason Terry is their new defensive lineman now, probably help with sacks and running attacks.
Yep, so I'm going to say that the Jets win this one 24-10.
I have to say probably around there. Okay, so the next game, one of my favorite teams, Arizona Cardinals, and also another good team, the Houston Texans. Who do you think will win?
I'm going to have to go with Houston Texans. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, they lost Kurt Warner, and now they have to put their hands in with Matt Leinart. I do not think that Matt Leinart is that good. If you just looked at him, they even benched him for Kurt Warner, and they had no idea how Kurt Warner was going to come out. But Matt Leinart, I don't think, he's just been sitting there way too long to actually care, I think.
So you think he's going to end up like Jamarcus Russell?
Well, no, Matt Leinart is better than Jamarcus Russell. I'm just saying that I think Matt Leinart will have to be I think he's kind of like a Brady Quinn.
Oh.
He just needs to be traded and see what happens there, you know?
Well,
I know it's their only quarterback, but Chris Wells will help because he's the new running back, and he's in his 2nd year. He's matured a little bit, and I think he'll do good.
I think I have to agree. I mean, even though I love the Arizona Cardinals and I thought they should have won against the Steelers in the Super Bowl, Kurt Warner's now gone, and Kurt Warner was one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And Matt Leinart, he's still so immature and does not throw the exact right passes, even with the great wide receiver that he has. He is cocky and gets sacked a lot. He is a good quarterback, though, once he matures a lot more. And Matt Schwab already proved himself being an amazing quarterback. Andre Johnson has, of course, been an amazing wide receiver, and I agree the Houston Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah, Andre Johnson and Matt Schwab, I think they're gonna come out. The Texans are just gonna come out very strong because they got D'Amico Ryans, they got Mario Williams, they got Owen Daniels. I think they're all just gonna come out and just whoop this year.
They are.
And I think that the Texans are gonna win this game. I'm gonna say 40-21.
Okay.
All right, now we move on to the Carolina Panthers versus the Baltimore Ravens. I think that the Panthers are gonna do really well this season, and especially in this game because they got Jimmy Clausen, who in the draft was the most rated quarterback in the NFL, and it was really surprising to me that he fell all the way down to the second round, and the Panthers were just lucky enough to be able to grab him. And then, because they needed someone, they have Matt Moore, and he did okay, because of the whole Jake Delhomme and the whole Matt Moore situation, just switching quarterbacks. But I think Jimmy Clausen can come in and make a huge statement this year. I don't know if he should play. I think they should put Matt Moore in for half the season, then Jimmy Clausen half the season, and I think that'll be good.
I think the Carolina Panthers will be good, especially Jimmy Clausen. Even though he is a rookie, he's actually really mature, and he's a very young, talented quarterback. But personally, I think the Ravens are going to win this game because the Ravens have Joe Flacco, who's already proven himself to be amazing, and now Anquan Boldin on his side with a bunch of our receivers to pass to. Sergio Kindle's injured though, but they still have another great team, and they have all these weapons. Kind of like what I said about the Jets, they have a great defense and a great offense, and I think they're just going to prove themselves to be good, and I think they're going to beat the Panthers probably in a close game, probably about ahead by 10 points.
Yeah, I'd have to, because Julius Peppers is gone from the Panthers now, and that's a big loss this offseason. But I don't know. I think the score is going to be somewhere around a 17-10 type of thing to the Ravens, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay. On to our next game: the Chicago Bears versus the San Diego Chargers. Who will win? Personally, I think it might be the Chicago Bears. First of all, they have a good new defense, especially with Major Wright being their draft pick, and Jay Cutler. I know he didn't do the best last year, getting 27 touchdowns and 26 INTs, but I believe that he might just pull out and do something good and help the offense, and then the defense, I think, could take care of themselves. But I don't know. I might be wrong because the San Diego Chargers have a good offense with Phil Rivers and Vincent Jackson and Antonio Gates. But
you have to remember that the Chargers went to the playoffs last year.
They did. And I think the Chicago Bears might do better this year also. So personally, I don't know who's going to win. I think that the Chicago Bears, if they pull it, believe in it really hard and just pull it out of there, they will win. But also, I think the Chargers will win because, they seem to be a better team at the moment.
Okay. This is going to sound crazy, but I think this is going to be an upset. I think that the Bears are going to beat the Chargers because I believe that Jay Cutler can come back and win. They just do have a great season this year. And, they got Julius Peppers on defense, so that could take some pressure off of him. And then they also brought in Major Wright, their first draft pick in the third round. I don't know if he'll start or anything, but I haven't heard anything about the Bears secondary in a long time. So I think this guy could come out because he had 150 tackles and 8 interceptions in his career at Florida State. And I think that he can just do it. But on the other hand, Ryan Matthews, the first round draft pick, he was great, and if you see him play in the WAC, he just blew everyone away. Especially against Boise State's defense last year, he had 300-something yards and 3 touchdowns.
And Boise State won the Fiesta Bowl against TCU.
So it just kind of shows how I don't know. I think this is going to be a huge upset for the Chargers.
So if you have any comments or questions, just ask us, and we'll talk about them on the show most likely. And guys, that's pretty much it. We'll join you in our next episode of Football with Bilski and the T.
By the way, just for a PS note, we will be talking about college football for the first time next week. Thanks.
Bye.
I look up to the sky and now the world